Hi everybody, welcome back to my kitchen at Turnips and Tangerines, and today we are going to be making stuffed poblano peppers. So let's get to the kitchen and start working on our peppers. We gotta cut them and I gotta wear gloves. Okay? See you soon. Guys, you gotta get away from this because you don't want to eat any of these seeds. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our poblano peppers here, and I'm wearing gloves because I do have a sensitivity when it comes to peppers. And I'm just gonna make a small, like a little, make sure you got a sharp knife. Make like a cross this way and then make like a T and go all the way down because I don't want to cut all the way through here. I just want to make like a little pocket. A little pocket. Whoo, that's wrong. Make a little pocket here for our stuffing. So we just want to kind of, and then do a T at the bottom. No, you, down. You cannot have this, Lukey, at all. No. And you just kind of do that. I'm going to do this. I'm trying to get this out here. There we go. There, and then you just kind of cut along here and make a little pocket here. Like I said, these are very, very spicy. They smell spicy. And I'm just going to throw this in a bowl here. And I am going to save these, and I'm going to add those to my stuffing as soon as I get all these done. So I'm just going to do this. Ooh. And put that in there, and then we're going to take all our seeds out. If you want to keep them in there, you go right ahead. I do not. But I also don't want my dogs eating them either. There. You want to keep the stems on. You don't have to. I like to keep the stems on. You know, it makes it look a little bit more festive or whatever. There. And that's one done. Set that aside. Set that aside. And then we're going to start on our other one. Make a T here, or cut across here. Like I said, you don't want to go all the way to the bottom. And then do the same down here. You can see that. I think you can. And then you're going to make like a, down the middle, make a T. Come on here. Kind of separate it a little bit. Use your hand, your fingers here to hold that up. Come on. And you kind of just go down here. Over the bowl and do the same over here. It's really, it's a lot easier than it looks. Than I'm making it look, let's put it that way. And that's about it. Wow. I've got a little bit of that. These are fresh, you can tell, because these are really, these are not store-bought poblano. No, these are really, 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 really spicy. Wish I knew someone that might like some seeds here. And you got to be a little careful because you don't want to, you know, go all the way out. This is okay here. You can kind of stuff it pretty good. There. And I'm going to finish the next two, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to do. And I'll get these two done, and then I'll be back and show you what we do next. Okay, we have our peppers done, and they're in our baking dish. This is a 3-quart baking dish, and I have them in there because I'm going to stuff them in there, and then whatever left over I'll just put in the pan here at the bottom, and I'm going to cover this up with some enchilada sauce. But right now my oven is preheating to 350 degrees. But we're going to get to that in just a minute. I have, as you can see, I have 2 piles here of chopped poblano peppers. I keep saying muffins. I don't know why, but I do. Anyway, this group here, or this bunch here, I'm going to put into my meat mixture, my meat and rice mixture. And this I'm going to freeze. I'm going to stick this in a little baggie and throw it in my freezer. And next time I need some peppers, I'll just dig those out. And then in this big bowl, I have all the seeds. I took the seeds, you know, that I took out of the peppers, and I put those in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let these dry out a little bit. My husband retires in January, and I'm going to try to get him interested in gardening. And maybe he can grow some vegetables. Would that be great? And keep him outside in the summertime and out of my hair and out of the kitchen. And he can maybe grow some peppers and some tomatoes. We're going to start out real slow. And I think he might be able to handle those two things, I hope. So I'm just going to let these dry out. I think you just set them out until they're dry and put them in a baggie, and I think they're good to go. So we're going to set those aside. And these we're going to add to our meat mixture. And these I'm going to put in a baggie, and I'm going to freeze them. I'll be back. Now we're going to assemble our meat mixture and our rice mixture, and we're going to stuff our peppers. In this pan right here, in my skillet here, I browned 1.5 pounds of ground beef with a package of taco seasoning mix, and you can use any brand you like. This just happens to be a brand that I kind of like, the old El Paso brand. I don't know, I've always used it. And then you just follow the directions on the back, which is the seasoning, brown this, drain the grease, you know, add your 2/3 cup of water, let it simmer. And I added a can of the diced tomatoes with the green chilies. I added that to the meat mixture after it was simmering for, like, you know, the 10 minutes or whatever, how long your instructions say. And then this is the poblano pepper that I chopped up. And we have our diced poblano peppers. We have our ground beef that I drained and added my envelope of seasoning mix. And in this container here, in this saucepan, I have a package of Knorr Spanish rice mix, and I just followed the directions on the back, which was I think it was 2 cups of water and a tablespoon of oil, and I just made it that way, followed the directions, and now I'm going to add that to my meat mixture. And I got all this done a little ahead of time, so I just mix it all in here. And we will just add that all together. So really this is one of those recipes I made many years ago, and all the ingredients is all I had in my cupboard at the time. And minus the poblano peppers, I used green, you know, big green bell peppers, and that's what I used. I did not use the poblano because my kids would have, you know, gone, what is that? Because, you know, they didn't really go for spicy back then. They do now, but they didn't when they were little. So, you know, just kind of mix that together like that. It's good just like this too. You just want an easy dinner recipe right here. Just add a bell pepper to it, and it's good just like this. Seriously, I like it. That's how I like it. So, move that there. And then just to give it a little freshness, I'm going to add 1 small lime here. I'm just going to juice it up real good. Kind of, I don't know, I love lime with anything Mexican, you know, I just love it. I don't know, I have to have the lime juice, so I'll use that, use this. Oh, that smells good. I love lime. As I got old, I used to love lemon, and I still do. But as I got older, I started really loving limes. Just, ooh, love it. There we go. There, and then we are going to stuff our poblano peppers with this. Okay, now we're going to stuff our peppers. We're just going to lightly try to get them really in there. Pack them as full as you possibly can, because why not, you know? And I'm just going to kind of do that because I had a big chunk of meat there. And I'm going to, it doesn't matter if some falls over, because we're going to put the rest that we can't get in our little peppers here on the bottom there. So we're going to cook them on a bed of rice. So that doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to really mound this up good, and don't mind, I have to use my fingers. Sometimes you do got to use, you know, tools that you were born with. Sometimes they do the best job anyhow. There. These are stuffing really nicely here. Try to get them nice and full. Like I said, the more you can get in, the better. And if you don't like poblano peppers, you can stuff, you know, the green bell peppers, and I know red bell peppers are out right now. There's peppers galore. It must have been a good year here in Wisconsin for peppers, because they are everywhere at the farm market. In fact, they had bell peppers, I think, and they were, in fact, I should have bought some and did this with those too, but they were, I swear they were this big. They were just, let's see, can you see that? They were huge peppers, and they were 50 cents a piece. I thought, oh my God, that's cheap. And, you could just tell they were good and fresh, and so you're looking for some peppers. Well, you want to get some good bell peppers. Head on over to Black Creek, to Wagner's Farm Market, and pick yourself up some bell peppers, or 50 cents a piece. And I'm telling you, like I said, they were huge. Boy, this is really doing a nice job here. I'm really getting a lot of stuffing in here. Like I said, it's better to overstuff than understuff. My dogs are sitting here, but they can't really have any of this because it is going to be a little spicy for them. So I think what I'm going to do, I think that's plenty. Like I said, you want to overstuff them because this will, shrink down a little bit. There we go. I think that's good. I'll be right back. I'm just going to wash my one hand. And I will come back and finish up. There we go. And of course, right in the middle of filming this, my card was full, so I had to stop and do that. It's just been a weird week. Everything I've started hasn't really gotten very far. Start something, I gotta start over. I'm just gonna throw some meat in like that. We just have a little bit left here. And why not make a little dish out of it? I'll show you what we're gonna do last, but not least. Okay. I can't give you any of this, guys. I suppose I could give you maybe a little tiny bit of the meat, but not really. It's got these hot peppers in, guys. Yeah. There. I can't really give you any, Larry. I'm sorry. Not today. No. And then what we're going to do is, after our poblano or your bell peppers are stuffed, this looks like a mess, but it isn't. I'm just going to let you get a little closer in here while I'm doing that part of it. How's that? That look better? Don't need to bake that. Then I'm going to take a can of enchilada sauce, and once again I'm using old El Paso. You use whatever you want. If you happen to make your own, hey, go for it. And I'm just going to lightly do this number. And I did not put any oil or anything in the bottom of the pan because, I do have hamburger in here, or ground beef, or whatever you want to call it. I call it hamburger. Ground beef sounds better, I guess. You just want to kind of lightly drizzle it like that. Let it go like that. And I'll tell you one thing, my husband is going to love this because he loves this kind of stuff. He's been begging me for these for quite a long time now. When are you going to make some stuffed peppers? Well, I made stuffed peppers, but he prefers the poblano. There, and I think that's enough. You don't want to, drown your stuffed peppers in the enchilada sauce either. This happened to be on sale, so the value size. But I will keep the little bit of enchilada sauce in there because I do like enchilada sauce. I'm starting to use it more and more. Even if I make some chili, if I have like this, I happen to save that little bit in a can there. I don't know if you can see. It's been a very dreary week here in Wisconsin, up north here. And it's been like very foggy this morning, and it's just real cloudy and dull. And my kitchen, for some reason, just as dark as can be. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lights on, and it still seems dark in here filming. So, there you go. But anyway, here, I'm trying the best here with my camera. So here we go. There we go. There's our enchiladas stuffed with our enchilada sauce, I should say. Here is our stuffed poblano peppers, stuffed with Spanish rice and some ground beef that I use taco seasoning with. And I think it looks pretty good, to tell you the truth. Whoa. Let's put you back down here. And I'll hold it up and see a little bit from there. And I'm going to put this, I'm going to cover it, and then I'm going to put it in the oven at 350 degrees, and I'm going to let it bake for, roughly, yeah, I'm going to say 45 minutes. Those nice and hot and bubbly. There we go. Doesn't that look good? See you in a little bit. Okay, turn you off. My stuffed poblano peppers have been in the oven at 375 degrees. I upped the temperature a little bit because actually I have to get going in a little bit. And I thought, oh, my husband will be, we'll probably meet in the driveway. He'll be coming in, I'll be going back out. So, hopefully he'll be here when they're done. If not, I'm just going to set them on the cupboard. But anyway, I'm rambling again. What I'm going to do is I had a little bit left over in my refrigerator. I had a little bit of this Salsa Con Queso, Tostito brand, medium cheese sauce, dip, whatever you want to call it. I have roughly, I'd say, a third of a jar left. And I thought, I looked at that when I opened up the refrigerator. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to take a little spoonful and I'm going to put some on each one of the poblano peppers while it's in the oven. They look really, really good, and they smell really good and also spicy. Myself and the dogs have been walking around here sneezing, so they are spicy. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to add a little bit of this. Why not? It'll spice it up good, right? And, you know, what else am I going to do with that little bit of cheese? Right? So, I'm going to go do that. Uh-oh. I hope it's not the cable guy, because I don't want him here right now. Anyway, I got to go.